Okay, so when you're dealing with the cloud, right, you've got this sprawling, complex web of connections. How do you even begin to secure it all without getting totally tangled up? Well, today, we're going to look at a really smart, centralized way to build a proper digital fortress using Microsoft Azure. Let's dive in. All right, now I know this might look a little complicated at first glance, but the idea behind it is actually, well, it's brilliantly simple. What you're looking at is a classic hub and spoke model. Just think of it like a bicycle wheel. You've got these spokes, those are our separate work areas where the servers live, and they all connect back to that one central hub. And here's the real genius of it. That hub becomes our single main security checkpoint. It's the first big step to making everything way simpler to manage. But that brings up a really good question, right? If everything is connected to this central point, how in the world do you protect it all without going crazy? I mean, you could try to build a separate firewall for every single spoke, but can you imagine the maintenance nightmare? No way. There has to be a smarter way to do this. Okay, so let's start by laying that digital foundation. We're going to build this whole network structure out, piece by piece, so you can see exactly how it all fits together. Then we'll bring in the master security plan. It's all pretty logical, really. First up, we build our spokes. A good way to think of these are like separate office parks. Then we establish the central hub. That's our main security lobby for the whole operation. After that, we need to connect them, right? We link the spokes to the hub using a process called peering. All that really means is we're creating a secure, private connection between them. And finally, we just drop our servers right inside each of those office parks. Okay, so the structure is in place. The connections are all made, but right now it's basically just an open floor plan. There are no walls, no doors, no locks. So now comes the really crucial part. It's time to build the walls and set the rules. And this is where that smarter way comes in. Instead of building a dozen different little walls, we're going to create one master rulebook. A single, powerful firewall policy that's going to govern every single bit of traffic moving through our entire network. Honestly, this is where the magic really happens. So what is a firewall policy exactly? Well, think of it as the single source of truth for all of our network security. No more having different rules scattered all over the place. Instead, we have one central document that lays it all out. What's allowed in, what's allowed out, and what can move between our different spokes. And that is the absolute key to simplifying management and getting consistent security across the board. And inside this policy, we're basically setting up 3 different kinds of rules. The analogies here are actually perfect. First, you've got the application rule. This is literally an approved website list for our servers. We'll set it so they can only visit, say, Microsoft.com and absolutely nothing else. Then there's the DMAT rule. This is like a secure video intercom at the front door of an office building. It lets a visitor from the outside connect to one specific office and nowhere else. And finally, the network rule. This is like a special key card that only works between 2 specific rooms, letting our internal servers talk to each other securely. Okay, so the policy is written. The rules are all defined. The last piece of the puzzle is to basically force all traffic, and I mean all of it, to go through our new firewall. It's time to point everything at our new security guard and see if our rules actually work. All right, this is it, the moment of truth. We've laid the foundation, we've built the structure, we've written the rulebook, but does the fortress actually hold? Let's put these rules to the test and find out. First up, let's test that application rule. Remember the one? We said our server can only visit the websites we've approved. Let's see if it can get out to the internet, but only to where we said it could. And yep, the results are crystal clear. Check this out. On the left, a perfect, successful connection to Microsoft's website. But then on the right, when we try to go to any other site, access is completely blocked. The firewall did its job, exactly as we told it to. That's a huge win. Success! Okay, so that's traffic going out to the internet. But what about traffic moving inside our network? Between our servers. Securing the perimeter is great, but real security also means controlling what happens within the walls. So now, let's test that network rule. Can our servers actually talk to each other through the firewall? And here's the proof right on the screen. We're making a successful remote connection from the server in our first spoke over to the server in the second spoke. It works. The firewall saw the traffic, checked the rulebook, and said, yep, this is allowed, and let it right through. Our fortress is officially secure, both inside and out. So we've built it, we've tested it, and it works flawlessly. But let's take a step back for a second and talk about the big picture. Why does centralizing your security like this matter so much? What's the big takeaway here? If you remember just one single thing from all this, let it be this quote right here. Manage security in one place, not dozens. That's it. That's the entire philosophy. It's the absolute heart of why this model is so effective. And the benefits, well, they're pretty obvious when you think about it. You get total centralized control because all your rules are in that one policy. That means you have a consistent policy applied everywhere. No gaps, no exceptions. Of course, this makes for way simplified management. I mean, just imagine updating one rule instead of 20 different ones. And maybe most importantly, it's built to scale. You can just keep adding new spoke networks and they automatically get protected by the same set of rules without you having to redesign anything. So this hub and spoke model is an incredibly powerful way to build a digital fortress in today's cloud. But it does make you think, right? As our digital worlds just get more and more connected, more complex, what's the next evolution of the digital fortress going to look
We'll secure our virtual hub using Azure Firewall Manager. So very first thing that we are going to create is two spoke virtual network. If you see that here, that one is here in virtual network, spoke 01, another one is spoke 02. Then we are going to create a secured virtual hub. So we are going to create this secured virtual hub. Third, we are going to connect hub and spoke virtual network. So from here to here, that virtual network connection, hub spoke 01, then hub to spoke 2, which is hub spoke 02. After that, we are going to provision two servers. One is server workload 01 and under spoke 01, and second one is workload spoke 02. Next, we are going to create a firewall policy and secure your hub. So therefore, we'll create a firewall policy, and then we'll configure or set up rule connection for the Microsoft domain level. And after that, we'll create a rule connection or allow rule for connecting to remote desktop connection to this workload 01 VM, and then another rule connecting to workload 02 VM. Then associate this firewall policy. So what we'll do, this policy will be added through this hub 01. Next, route the traffic to your hub. So here we'll select like how we are going to set up Azure Firewall and Firewall Manager for the internet traffic and private traffic. So we'll test the application rule, then we'll test the network rule, and after that, when we are done, we'll go through clean up resources. So let's start this lab. I'll add this lab uh, lab URL link into description section so that you can follow this lab. So click on home. You can go to virtual network. If you don't see here recently used, then you can search for virtual network. So click that one and then click create. Select the subscription, and here under resource group, click create new. Give a resource group name. Here we are going to give firewall manager resource group. Then give a virtual network name. We are creating spoke 1. Select the region, then click next. It goes to under security tab. We're not changing anything here. Then click next. Here IP address sections. We can select that deleted address space and then create a new one. So like delete address space, and then here you can see that add IPv4 address space. So select that option, and here 10.0.0/16 is fine. We need to add subnet, so click add subnet, give a subnet name here, and for that IP address select 10.0.1.0 and click mm, add. So review plus create, here you see that one, and then click review plus create. Then validation passed, clicked on create. So when that is done, we'll now create another one, which is spoke02. So for that, let's search again VNet, virtual network, click create. And this time we are giving that name is spoke2. Next, click next. IP address we are giving 10.1.0.0/16, and removing this default subnet, adding a subnet, giving the subnet name, and starting address 10.1.1.0, and then click add. After checking, click on review plus create, click create to create a second VNet. So second spoke VNet is done. Let's refresh this page. We go there and say that has been completed. So now we'll create the secured virtual hub. So for that, search for Firewall Manager. So here, network security, select that option. And here you can see the different options available, like Azure Firewall, DDoS protection, Web Application Firewall. And you can see which one is for what, which is better. You can get those options available, and you can go through this one. See the different options available. And here you can see that under security resources, select that virtual hubs. And here click on create a new secure virtual hub. So for resource group, select the resource group. Select region. Then here give a secure virtual hub name. And under hub address, give a address space. And now here you can see that V1 to create a new one. So a new one is already selected here. And give a virtual one name here. So we are giving V101. Then click that next, Azure Firewall. So we can review that one. We are not changing anything here, all default options. Then next, security partner provider. Here we also not like here it has got the jettison killer. We are not changing anything, taking the default value. Next, review plus create. So when validation passed, click on create button. And this to create this hub network, it can take 30 minutes or more. If you see the document, so we have completed two spoke virtual networks and subnets, then secure hub, virtual hub, and here um, this can take up to 30 minutes to deploy. Though it said up to 30 minutes, it can be more. So I'll be back when that is ready. So you can see that deployment is complete. Go to resource. You can see those hub is here. So now let's connect the hub and spoke virtual network. Before that, let's go to Firewall Manager. Search here for Firewall Manager and select here under Security Resources, select Virtual Hubs. Select the hub and then down on your left side, Azure Firewall, select the public IP configuration and note this public IP for hub 01. So note that one here. So now let's go for here we can search for virtual one. Select that. So go left side connectivity, expand that one and select virtual network connections. Still loading. Now click that add connection. You can see a hub is there right now. So click add connection. So give a connection name. We are connecting from hub to spoke 01. So for hub, that will be hub 01 and select the resource group. And here virtual network, that is spoke 01 and click create. So this is actually pairing between hub and spoke 01. So let's expand this one. We can see that spoke 01 is here, hub and spoke 01. So when that is progressing, let's create the second one. So for that, click on add connection. And here give a connection name, hub to spoke 02. Hub is hub 01. Select the resource group. Then this time virtual network is spoke 02. And then click create. So now it's pairing hub to spoke 02. So you can see first one pairing is done. So if we refresh this page, we can see that hub to spoke 01 is succeeded. Connection and provisioning status and connectivity status connected. So second one is in progress. It's connected and it's just waiting for the provisioning status. But we can see that two connections here. So when this is running, let's create the servers. So for that, open a Cloud Shell. So it's going to create a terminal PowerShell session. because we used that before, so therefore it is not asking all those options. So, but that is fine in our case. So clear this screen. So now here, first we need to upload required scripts. So click manage files, click upload. So we are going to uploading firewall manager.json and firewall manager.parameter.json file. Click open, successfully uploaded two files. Now we'll do deployment to create VMs using ARM template. So for that, let's type the command here. So first variable, this is group name, and then we are passing that variables. I'm also using that template file and template parameter file. When done, before that, I think we have previous entry we can use. So it will ask for the password that I would like to use. Press enter. Press enter after passing password, admin password. So we can see that two VM SRV workload 01 and second VM SRV workload 02 mm, are ready now. So for that, minimize this button, Cloud Shell window. Now if I refresh here just to see, and we can see that both of them succeeded. Now let's go for VM that we created. So we can see that this first VM and second VM both are ready now. So select the first VM. And if you see here, let me expand that one. Under overview section, we can see that private IP address for the first VM. So let's copy that one. So workload 01. And then if we go for the second one, so this is for workload 02. So we have noted and both private IP address for both VMs. Now we will create a firewall policy and secure our hub. So first we'll in this task we'll create a firewall policy, then secure your like secure our hub. So for that, search for firewall policy. It seems a bit slow network. Click that Firewall Policy. Then here, click Create. Select the resource group. Then give a policy name. Select region and the policy tier, in our case that is standard. Then click Next DNS settings. So here we are not changing anything. Default is fine, disable. Then next TLS inspection. Here we are also not changing anything. Then click roles. So here we are going to set up a rule collection. So select add a rule collection. Give a rule collection name. And rule collection is first one is the application level or domain level you can think of. So then priority we are setting that 100. And rule collection action is allow. Under rules section, we are going to give a name for these rules. Source type is IP address is fine. Source is from anywhere. Then protocol is HTTP and HTTPS. Destination type is fully qualified domain name. And destination this time we are giving Microsoft.com. So click add. Then we are going to add rule collection for uh, desktop connections. So for that, click add rule collection and give a name. We are giving DNet RDP and rule collection type is DNet. And here we need to give a priority number. So giving 100. And then you can see that down below, we are going to under rule section, we are going to give a name. Allow RDP, source IP is IP address, source is from anywhere. And protocol this time is TCP protocol. And port is 3389. And destination IP is, here you see that firewall IP. So I have to add the virtual hub public IP address. So virtual hub public IP address. And then we see that translated type is IP address and translated address for fully qualified domain name. And here we have to enter the private IP address for the first VM. So first VM private IP address. And port is 3389 remote desktop port. Click add. So now we are going to set another rule. So for that, click add a rule connection. Actually, we can put that second one under this rule collection here because that is allow RDP. But that is distributed network. Okay, now we need to put for network. So just create a new one. So click add a rule collection. Give a name. But the rule collection type is network. And give a priority number. Rule collection action is allow. And in the rule section, give a rules name. IP address is fine. Source is anywhere. TCP protocol. Port is 3389 and IP address destination, and destination is this is second VM. Click add. So we have three rule connection, one for DNet, another one for network, and another one for application. So when that is done, then click on review plus create validation pass. So click on create. Deployment succeeded. Go to resource. You can see all the rules here under rule collections. Then you can separately see. Now we will associate the firewall policy. For that, search for hub 01, or let's go to the resources. Let's go to this virtual hub, select that one. Under settings blade, expand that option, and here you can see different options available. So to associate the firewall policy, let's not from here hub 01, go back to home and select that virtual one, and then here under connectivity select hubs option. Now click this hub 01, and on your left side you can see that Azure Firewall and Firewall Manager. Select that option. Now in this window, you can see that there is an option for uh, this hub 01 to select again. So before that, please note that sometimes like on cloud console side, those options or services can be moved here and there. So sometimes you may need to find out that fast. Now click this button like hub 01, and under settings you can see that security providers. Select security providers. Now here you can see that under Azure Firewall, you can see that add policy. So click that add policy button and then select that policy that we created, policy 01, and click save. So association is in progress now. So if you refresh, then you will see that policy is associated now. You can also deassociate. If you create a different policy and associate here, then you can do that one. No, it's still showing that it's still progressing, updating association. So let's wait to finish this one first. So policy has been associated now. Next task, we are going to route traffic to our hub. So for that, when I'm in here in Azure Firewall Manager, for the like security providers hub section, then Under settings, you can see that security configuration. Select that security configuration, and here you can see the options available. So click that internet traffic to Azure Firewall, private traffic, click send via Azure Firewall, then click on save, and then click on OK to confirm my choice. So let's refresh the page, refresh this section. So we can see that under internet traffic and private traffic, it's showing that secured by Azure Firewall for both connections. So we have completed route traffic to hub. Now we'll test the application rule. So for that, let's open a remote desktop connection. So here we are going to use the firewall IP address and the port. Then click connect. So here you can see that remote desktop cannot connect to the remote computer for one of the reason. So I'm getting a message here. So click OK. Now let's go back. So let's open a remote desktop connection. Hmm. Click yes. So now here we need to get the, because we are going through secret by Azure Firewall. So you see that under Azure Firewall there is public IP configuration. Click that one and collect this IP address. Go to remote desktop connection and paste it here. Then click on connect. Click yes here. So use the user ID and password and log in there now. So now open that Microsoft Edge. If you do first time, it will ask for all those options available. So now here, browse to Microsoft.com. And we can see that Microsoft homepage. So now let's open another tab, and this time we will do for Microsoft, we'll go with Google. Press enter. So we can see that this actually blocked by firewall. So we have verified that we can connect to one allowed FQDN but are blocked from other. So next task, we are going to test the network rule. So when we are logging in that first VM, from here, let's set up another remote desktop connection to connect second VM. So this one is my second VM, and let's place the password. Click OK. Click yes here. So we have verified that the firewall network rule is working as we have connected to remote desktop from one server, which is workload 01 to workload 02. So let's close this VM session or RDP connections. Connection will be disconnected. Okay. Then second one, close that VM session, disconnected. So we have successfully completed our lab. If you have any questions, please add that or into this comment section. And see you in next lab.